my name's Sam and this is The Little Greenhouse Creates. Thank you for joining me today and welcome to our second card for this month's DSP of the week, I suppose. It's rather than actually focusing on a DSP, it's focusing on what do we do with bits of DSP that we just don't want to throw away, but we think maybe just a little bit too small. So as you can see for today's card, I've created a little banner with my DSP. I'm using the Everyday Essentials for this one. So you've got a nice happy birthday or happy across there and happy birthday down here. And it's on a Lost Lagoon piece of card base. So let's bring in the supplies. So I've got a adhesive sheet, which I'm going to need in a moment. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces of DSP. They each measure 1 inch by 2 1/4. I have a piece of, 2, I don't need to have 2. I have 1 piece of crumb cake, which measures 3 3/4 by 1/2. And I'm using the alphabet, mini alphabet die to create the happy. So that's what the adhesive sheet is. That will back, hello Bella. You can hear the tip-tap topping of my dog Bella, her little paws going across the floor. Right, okay, back to where I was. So the adhesive sheet will be stuck to the back of the crumb cake. Then I will run that through the Big Shot and it will come out with all the alphabet. So what else have I got? I have a piece of 8 by 5 3/4 scored at 4 inches. This is crumb cake. So that's our normal card base. I then have a piece of Lost Lagoon. Again, this measures 3 3/4 by 5 1/2, and I have a white piece which measures 3 1/2 by 5 1/4. So they will all line up there. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do the stamping as usual. So I have the happy birthday that I want. This time I'm using it from the stamp set balloon festoon. So it's this happy birthday here. And I'm going to use Lost Lagoon. So I'm just going to ink this up. There we go. And I'm going to pop that down in the bottom right hand corner. Put it there for a second. There we go. Happy birthday. Pop that away. So this now gives me room for my 5 banners. So I need a sharp pair of scissors. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take 2 pieces, put them together, and then I'm going to cut out the top like so, and then I'm going to cut straight there and straight to there. Hold on to that one, take the next one. I suppose we could do it 2 at a time. Let's have a go like that. What we're going to do is we're going to go up to the end, and then we're going to come across, cut that bit off, and then do exactly the same on there. Oops, that's gone flying across the room. So there's 2, and then the last one I'm going to put again straight up the middle, and then we're going to cut across. So from the left hand corner up to the cut, and then the right hand corner up to the middle cut. There we go. So that gives us our 5 banners. So I'm going to work out which order I want them in. So I'm thinking something like that. Unless I do it that way. And then I've got strips in there. Right, so they're easy to do. I'm going to take my Stampin' Seal and I'm just literally going to do that. I'm going to take the first one and I'm going to take it across to the far left hand corner, right up to the top, and far left hand corner, and hold it down. Okay, I'll do exactly the same with this side. Straight across. And I'm going to take it right over here to the far right hand and up to the top. There we go. I'm then going to take my middle one and put it roughly where I think it's going to go. And then I'm going to fit the other two in. So that one's going to go there. And then that one's going to go there. So as you can see, just need to jiggle them over slightly. There we go. So they're in the right place. So we can take that one out. So as you can see, these are quite quick to put together. There we go. I'll do the same on this one. Oops. There we go. Right, so that's going to go up there. Straight down. And then you do exactly the same with this one. So then we have created our little banners. Now when you've stuck down your adhesive sheet on the back of here and run this through, this will come back out looking like this. As you can see, I've already taken the pieces I need out. So I've got HAPPY and I've done those in crumb cake. I'm going to take my pointy tool. Now you've got two options. You can just do it by eye, or you can line it down like so. I'm going to try it by eye, so wish me luck. So just slide off the back. There we go. And you've got the stickiness on the other side. It makes it so much easier than having to try and do it with glue. So there's the H. Right, let's do the A. This is going to be the trickiest bit. It's just getting the backing off. There we are. Sometimes they come off so easily, it's unbelievable. And other times I'm looking at them thinking, what have I done here? Okay. But the adhesive sheets are a staple in my craft room because it's ideal for tiny fiddly flowers, alphabets as you've seen, and then for big projects as well. Can be quite good. Okay, that's a P. There we are. So if I get my P straight. There's P. It's a bit wobbly. Poke that out. Now this is, I haven't used some fancy backing. I've put, held it down with some washi tape. There we go. And it was running through the die cut machine. Okay, and then we can lift that one. There we are. And that will go there. We can now label it. We can now stick it to our Lost Lagoon base. So I'm going to use my multi-purpose for that. It's quick and easy, she says. There we go. Straight across. And that will sit there with a nice border all the way around. And then we're going to stick that down onto our crumb cake. Perfect. And that is as quick and as easy as it gets. So that's the card we've just created. And this is the one that I made earlier. So thank you ever so much for joining me today. I hope you liked this quick and easy card. And don't forget, I will be back on Friday with our final card. It won't be a funky fold because we're just focusing on scrap DSP. But do join me because I do have another ingenious way of what to do with your scraps. So thank you ever so much for joining me today. And I look forward to catching up with you on Friday. Take care. Bye.